Hi, folks, it's Zach, and this is part 2 of the guides that I'm doing for the Light Side versus Dark Side event. In the first guide, we talked about how to go ahead and, as you level, tackle as many objectives as possible based on the tier you're trying to accomplish. In this guide, I'm going to tell you how to go ahead and start prepping your characters based on what tier you're trying to accomplish. And obviously, guys, this isn't gospel, these are just my recommendations, but the farther you're looking to go in this event, the more you want to probably prepare ahead of time. Alright folks, first thing I would recommend is to have at least one available character slot, possibly two. And if you're like me and you're going to the Eternal tier, then you're looking to make two level 65 characters, one from each faction. So I basically decided that two character slots would work for me, and thankfully I had two character slots. Some of you may have more, some of you may have less. Character slot unlocks should be going on sale starting tomorrow when the event starts up. Next up, guys, I'm going to recommend that you become a part of a guild if you aren't already a part of one. Guilds that have enough members get a 10% experience bonus to leveling and to everything else that you're doing. And a lot of really good guilds or big guilds will not only have a guild for one faction, they'll also usually make a guild for their Republic tunes as well. So if you get in with a good guild, you can usually get your characters into that guild for either faction and get that experience bonus. And that's kind of important for this event, guys. Or, you know, if you can't get in with the same guild on both sides, just get in with anybody, okay? Anybody who has any kind of experience bonus, just because for this event, especially if you're looking for the higher tiers, you're going to be doing a lot of grinding. Let's talk a little bit about credits and cartel coins. Now, guys, the breakdown I have here is for me. You can choose to do this however you like based on the resources you have and which unlocks you actually want to do. These are literally just my recommendations. For me, guys, I already have 30 tunes. I already have every crafter in the game. I have HK unlocked from previous missions before. So for me, I put this chart together thinking that maybe if I want to go all the way up to Legendary, what would I like to purchase on my very first character to knock out as many things as possible? With that in mind, I chose speeder piloting, class mission experience bonus, and flashpoint experience bonus, so that way my very first character can maximize all the time they spend in the tactical flashpoints and doing their class mission. And the HK51 unlock, I could do that at level 1 and have HK as my first companion and just take care of ruthless efficiency out of the legendary tier. And also the legacy of persuasion and legacy of altruism is a really good option to take if you are looking to go through the legendary tiers as well, because you can do all the crafting on just one character if you so choose. You take that character, you choose a craft, say biochem, you level that up to 550, then you just delete it, and then you do the process again with whatever other craft you want, and you rinse, lather, repeat until all 6 crafts are done. That's it. The more companion influence you have on your companions and the more you've invested into that, the faster that process goes and the less time you have to take. You do not need to make a single tune for each one of those crafts. One tune can make it all. If you are looking to do the class storylines, though, and to finish that part of the legendary achievement, then that would take 2 level 65 characters and 6 level 50 characters, and for each successive character you take less and less out of the legacy menus. You would take probably speeder piloting rank 1 for all of them, and then just the class mission experience bonuses for each successive character that you make. Next up is gear preparation, and guys, this is probably the biggest and most important and frustrating part of the whole process, depending on how you go about it. For right now, I have a chart that I have for you guys so you can see what's buyable and what's craftable from your vendors, and you can make up your mind on what you want to do. But just know ahead of time that I break it down by 2 different sections. One is the armor set, plus the main hand and offhand. The second area is the earpieces, implants, and relics. The reason is that there's legacy gear available for the armor sets, the main hand, and the offhands that you can put items into and then use it for all your characters. Earpieces, implants, and relics obviously are bound to the character, and therefore you have to make those for every character that you're going to do. I planned for 2 characters, a gunslinger and a merc, and that way they can share the legacy main hand and offhand blasters through the entire process, and I don't have to worry about it. So I crafted it once, and now it's good to go. Also, I planned ahead to use at level 55 through 65 this set of gear here, which if you played through the Revan expansion and you did the weekly on Yavin 4, then you were able to choose for your companion a set of legacy gear. Or excuse me, at the time it was just companion gear. But after 4.0 came out, that gear changed into legacy gear that any character of yours could use. That gear set had an earpiece, implants, and you could also, through other events, get the main hands and your offhands. It was usable at level 55, but the gear rating, as you can see here, is 192, which was a tier 2 raid set from level 60. All that is to say is that once I hit level 55, I throw this armor on and I'm good to go until I hit 65. If you have it, use it. It'll save you time in crafting any sets, and it will prevent you from having to buy through almost 2, maybe 3 sets of gear at that time. These here are my legacy sets that I'm using as my armor for the right hand side plus the bracer. And what you can see that I did here is I just took all the Galactic Starfighter legacy gear and I went ahead and put mods into them for each individual level. And they look a little different than what you can get now. I did these last summer when the vendors were selling different items. And I also went ahead and augmented all the gear too, just for me. You don't have to. Guys, honestly, the easiest and cheapest way is just to take the free legacy gear that you get from Galactic Starfighter and fill it up with premium green comms. I have a chart that will show that later, but basically this is what you need. Is just one cargo hold size on any character that you've got, and that way when you make your first new character you can ship it all over to them and they can have it for them as they level. But I use this for every character now, and that way you buy once and then you have it forever. And so I was completely ready for this event when it came up. If you haven't done this yet, you can do this now with what I'm going to show you on the fleet with the premium greens, or you can craft it. It's up to you. Last but not least, I've got 2 charts for you. One is the purchase and crafting checklist. And this right here, this first one, shows you which mod vendors to go to on the fleet, how much to spend as far as common data crystals, and your grand totals for that, to get a full set of armor and your main hand and offhand ready for all of these different levels. So if you're looking to have gear sets from 8 to 65, then you spend 54 comms at that vendor. You'll need 486 comms total, and that will get you a full set of gear plus a main hand and an offhand. Pretty screaming good deal. If this is the route you go, then all you need to worry about is your earpieces, implants, and relics. And you could either craft 7 earpieces and 14 implants for yourself, or you can buy them. And I would say relics are fairly optional until you get to 65. They're optional, beneficial, but optional. Also, the levels in bold and blue for earpieces and implants, those are the level intervals I recommend going for. Obviously, you can choose which ones you like. Last but not least, I have my crafting checklist. And guys, this could be a little hard to read, so I'm going to try to explain it to you. I threw this together so fast, but I want you guys to have this info at a glance. So if you go up to any of the crafting vendors in the game, then you can learn different items. Like in this case, it's all versatile. All the versatile armorings, versatile hilts, versatile barrels, and they will teach them to you for different levels. So if you're looking to craft a legacy set, then your armoring options for the current 4.0 vendors are 8 through 64, as you see in the armorings row going across. What you see highlighted in bold and blue are the crafting intervals that I recommend making a gear set for. And so using this guide, you can make armorings, mods, and enhancements for all your gear, and then choose out which hilts, barrels, and armorings you need for your main hands and offhands for those particular level intervals. And then implants, earpieces, and relics are exactly the same as it was in my previous chart. That is all I've got for you guys today, but I hope this guide helps you guys plan your method of attack for this event. If you guys like these videos, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.